Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today we're reading PDA by Lady Lucifer 13. So let's get into it. Bakugou. He's pretty protective of you, so if he has to use PDA to get his way and show the world you're his, he will without hesitation. At first in your relationship, he wasn't affectionate, not knowing what to do, and being very clueless, and not even knowing how important affection was. But now, he has his arm around your waist when you walk, and his arm around your shoulder when you sat. But other than that, not much. You know, mine is that little kiss that happens when he grabs you by the collar and kisses you in front of the class. Yup, not much. Midoriya. You two would usually hold hands and hug. One of you, though, might give the other pecks on the cheeks or something. But for the most part, that was it. You were shy, and so was he. So you weren't big on BDA just yet, though sometimes as close friends, he might even kiss you. Though undoubtedly afterwards, he'd be red in the face, burying his face into your shirt to hide himself. It was adorable. It made you love him even more. Because somehow, everything about Midoriya managed to be endearing. You're honestly lucky to have someone like him in your life. He was adorable, and above all, a respectful and loving boyfriend. And that was everything you ever wished for. Todoroki. He was not one for PDA, mostly because he never got used to it. It always felt out of place, especially since he wasn't born into a family where PDA was a thing, or affection at all. His mother was taken away from him after the age of 5. And his siblings, well, it wasn't much, especially since he never got time to interact with them. So he was still getting used to this. But eventually though, he would get really brave with you. He'd wrap his arms around you from behind and kiss the side of your neck, not caring who sees that. He had no fear. Kirishima. Well, being the person he was, he thought PDA was manly. And true, it was. After all, being in a loving, healthy relationship with your partner was indeed very manly. He's got no problem holding your hand, picking your lips, cheek or forehead, and sitting you on his lap, or giving you a bear hug. And of course, he wouldn't embarrass you by making out with you in front of the class. He was a person with common sense, for one, and he also wanted to know your boundaries and respected them. So as long as you're okay with that, he'd do it. But if you're not, then he'd stray far off from that area. He loved you and wanted this to be a good experience for the two of you. Kaminari. He is probably the most affectionate of your friends and does not mind at all showing it publicly. He was kind of a show-off and wanted to show everyone how much he loved you and that you were his. He loved you too much to keep holding back, but sometimes it made you uncomfortable, and he never noticed that. You would have to stop him from going too far, because he has already made out with you in front of your friends, all because you couldn't stop him. But later, when you told him that he was making you uncomfortable, he stopped, apologizing to you, and promising not to do that again if it makes you feel upset. Shinsou, you don't go out in public much, to be honest. You prefer to spend your time together in your room playing video games. And also, he wasn't big on affection yet. He was trying to get used to it with you, especially since you didn't have any friends before. So he was still trying, and you did good, getting him used to it quickly. Eventually, he was bold enough to kiss you in public, but he also wouldn't do it a lot. He liked it better when you two were alone. He felt comfortable, and he loved to feel vulnerable with you around him. It was the best feeling in the world. Iida was a strict person. He believed that he shouldn't do this kind of stuff in public. After all, it was private, and it required the two of you to be vulnerable, not to be worried about what people were thinking of you. It also wasn't appropriate. There were children around on the streets, of course, and he wouldn't like them to see that. So he would show PDA, but not to the extent of, say, kissing you in public. He believed that stuff like that should be kept in private. And while you might have different opinions about it, he didn't disagree. Instead, settling for a kiss on the cheek or a quick peck on the laps that never failed to make him blush. Sero, for him, it was a bit awkward. He was getting used to you being super affectionate with him. He had many friends, and was used to it, at least mild forms of affection, especially because he had a friend like Mina. But when you came along and started hugging him and kissing him out of nowhere, he realized he wasn't as prepared as he thought. So, he had told you about it, and told you that he still wanted to be comfortable with that first. And you agreed, waiting for him to feel comfortable enough, and telling him that he doesn't have to do it at all. You'll be there for him until he felt like it. And for now, he would just hold your hand. And when he was feeling bolder, he would wrap his arms around your waist. And that was enough for you for the time being.